Welcome back. Well, it's time to talk a little baseball, and I tell you what, the Orioles, they've got to be one of the most frustrating teams in the world to watch right now. I can't imagine how fans feel. I'm not even an actual Orioles fan, and it's still difficult for me. I mean, the struggle is real one night, and then they look like they could be World Series contenders another. This past week, they got no hit for the first time since 2007. The bats continued to do nothing, and then all of a sudden the next night, last night, they had it going. I mean, they got home runs from Chris Davis, from Adam Jones, and then got a walk-off from Manny Machado. However, Zach Britton gave up a blown save in that one as he continues to show a little consistency, but not bad compared to the rest of the team. And I tell you what, I just cannot seem to figure them out right now. I feel like at this point, the Blue Jays are going to run away with this thing. I mean, they have been red hot with the division, and I don't think they're going to win that. The other half of it is they still have a chance of getting the wild card because I don't think the Yankees, they're going to catch the Yankees, but you still have to catch a couple other teams. Right. It's going to be tough right now. I mean, I feel like Baltimore fans definitely kind of have to a little bit of hold their breath, figure out what's going to go on. They have a chance, but it's going to be tough down the stretch for them.
Yes, and well, speaking of the Orioles, well, just about 2 hours down the street, we're going to head over to DC, and you said the struggle is real. Well, the struggle is real also for this team called the Nationals. I mean, they were holding down the top spot for quite a while in the NL East, but they're now trailing the Mets 4.5 games back. Well, since the All-Star break, the Nats have won consecutive games once, putting them at 10-15 since July 12th. Offensively, Ian Desmond has been doing big things for the Nats, but it has not been enough. Jason Worth is hitting 160 since his return from a broken wrist. Yeah, and check this one out. Wilson Ramos, he's hitting 161. Now, their hitting against right-handed pitchers has been a struggle this season with a heavy roster of right-handed batters. So clearly, they're solid when it comes to pitching. We've seen that, the no-hitter and everything. It's a little inconsistent, but their bats have not been able to keep up with other teams that they're facing. After a loss on Tuesday, Clint Robinson actually said to a reporter that he's been seeing a lot of good pitching and that they're just not able to catch up. So for me, that just sounds very complacent, and as a fan, I would be a little bit concerned that they're not holding each other accountable in the clubhouse right there. But, I mean, honestly, the recent struggles have been there, but I think that the idea of playoffs is starting to kind of fade, but I think that they can also make that run if they can really turn things around.
They're a team that can get hot, but they need to do it in a hurry.
And
then, you know, our only team that's not trying to win right now is the Phillies, and they've been doing a pretty good job of actually winning lately. I mean, the playoffs are definitely out of the question right now, but Philly has been making headlines for another reason. They've been trying to get rid of this guy, Chase Utley, trying to send him out the door. I mean, the second baseman passed the trade deadline protocols, and the team can now ship him out. The word is that San Fran has been making a hard push to get him. The deal has not been done just yet, but there's a chance he's out. Bottom line is, I think that Philly should definitely make this move. I mean, Utley's making $10 million right now, which is about $9.5 million more than they want to be paying the guy. And if you can get prospects, I mean, obviously Philly is rebuilding right now. They've already gotten a ton. And if you remember back to the trade deadline, the original one, which is weird that you can still make trades past it.
It's kind of bizarre.
But I thought they had one of the best trade deadlines of anyone in the league. I mean, they got so many great prospects for some of the guys they sent out. And what's the point on hold on to a guy right now if he's well past his prime? I mean, I think they need to ship him out regardless of – not regardless, but you need to make sure you get a decent compensation for him, and I think the Giants are willing to do that.
I think so. I mean, you saw with the Hunter Pence situation. Hunter Pence came from the Phillies to the Giants and won a couple World Series, so maybe they're a little hesitant. Who really knows? All right, well, we're actually going to head to another commercial break, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen Paradise here on Delmarva. Well, it's actually there, and in the latest edition of Driving Delmarva, we're going to take a look at a golf course where Spencer is, so find out which one in 90 seconds.
I'm Coach Brendan Riley, head football coach of the Parkside Rams, and we're watching the Delmarva Sports Insider on WMDT.